Hi, everyone. I'm Jennifer Kalfsbeek-Goetz, and I am the instructor for our ATHS 618 Research Design and Methods class. I'm excited to be continuing to teach this course. I've been teaching it since 2011 and really enjoying some of the developments and advancements that we've made. So, welcome to ATH 618. Let's first talk a little bit about what you can expect in terms of the content of the class. Some folks know what a research methods class is going to be about. A lot of folks really don't have a solid understanding of that. And for most of you, it will be the first time that you dive into topics like those that we're going to get into in our class. So we're going to focus on science or empirical research versus research papers. And I say it like that because empirical research really is the systematic study of something. A lot of times when we think of empirical research, we do think of applied sciences, basic sciences, physical sciences, maybe how pharmaceuticals are developed or how other materials have been assessed or engineered through a scientific method. But most of us have actually taken part also in social science studies. They may have been experiments, they may have been program evaluations, but many of us actually have engaged in science as well on the social science side. And what you'll do in this class is learn to create an empirical research study by writing a proposal for one. And it's different from research papers that you've done in the past because those are essentially literature reviews of what's already been studied and the information that's already out there. They're extremely valuable, and you'll need to have that skill for this class as well, but you'll need it to inform you so that you can fill gaps and create your own scientific study. We'll also talk in here about the many research methods, approaches, and types that are out there at any one of ours disposal in order to scientifically or empirically study and understand social phenomenon. The first thing that people usually think of is surveys, and sometimes my students will say, well, for this class, I'm going to design a survey that. We don't want you thinking about your method before you think about your research question and what it is that you want to understand. But surveys certainly are one option. You're also going to learn about 9 other methods types, as well as many approaches and things that will shape how you determine the appropriate scientific methods to use to tackle your problem or issue or question. So as I mentioned, we're going to get into method types details. And when you leave this class, you'll probably know more than you ever wanted to know about the different research methods types, from quantitative types of studies that are more experimental to qualitative types that may include observations and field work and interviews. And then you will also learn the importance of assessing those results. And we assess results quantitatively through math. I know many of you cringe. Oh, I don't want to do the math. You don't have a stats class in this program. You're not going to have to do the math in this class either. But you need to understand why and when which mathematical tools are used. And also, we have to assess results that are qualitative too. If you listen to a lot of interviews, there are going to be themes and things that you need to draw from those. And you need to learn how to empirically and scientifically assess those themes. The overview of the class expectations is also really important for me to share with you all. You're going to create a research proposal, and you will hear me talk throughout the term about this research proposal as being essentially a recipe. I will need you always to think about how it is a recipe or something that you are creating for someone else to potentially follow. Not that someone else will end up following that recipe, but you have to think about it in that way. If I handed this off, would they have everything that they need? From the resources and tools to the step-by-step processes and all of the ingredients to complete the study that I've designed. Until you can confidently say yes, you won't have a complete research proposal. So we'll come back to this recipe analogy a lot. I'll also be looking for you, myself and my co-teacher, Londa, will be looking for you to demonstrate your weekly learning. And there will be different ways that you'll do that. There will be essay discussion questions, and I italicized the word essay here because they're not just discussion questions. And in some online classes, it's more of an off-the-cuff, tell me what you think, what you feel, what are your experiences with X, Y, or Z topic. In here, every discussion question response is an essay response that is informed by the content of that class that week and previous weeks. In fact, some weeks they're so intense, I will have the discussion questions related to the content in the following week, just so that you have time to process it and take it in before you're making your remarks. So you're writing essay discussion questions because they are college level, graduate level essays. There is a word count expectation of 250 to 500 words, and I expect all of your essay discussion questions to be cited and referenced, and they should be with the content that's provided in this class, including the Gen Talks that you'll receive that are much like this video today. There are also required Zoom meeting participation opportunities. Now, the word required doesn't necessarily mean what you might be thinking it means. Do you have to be here every single week at the exact allotted time? As much as I would love for that to happen, and most students say that it's worth making it happen even when the time zone is not conducive to it, I really just need to know that you've participated in it by engaging with the content. I will share with you that the research methods class for almost all students in this program is one that they will openly say is the most challenging of all the courses. This is the course that will stop some people up every once in a while and they don't continue on after this one. It's not my intent. Myself and Londa will remain available to you on weekends, evenings. We will try to talk you through it. But occasionally this is that one class that really gets people because it is challenging. It's different from the way that most of you have completed assignments or work in the past. And the concepts are rigorous, and the final product is a very rigorous research proposal that you'll be coming up with, or that really long recipe. So what we do is we focus in the Zoom sessions on the topics that are the most challenging, that need the most iterative conversation, helpful to helping people understand something. And so you'll have discussion questions on things that students can usually grasp after they've done their readings and maybe come to the Zoom session and then provided their essay. But all of our Zoom sessions focus on areas that we've learned are the most challenging throughout the semester. So we're really looking for you to be there. But if you're in a crazy time zone, or if life is calling, your child is sick, a work assignment has gone late, we get it. You will be required to review the video in its entirety, provide a summary, and then ask any questions or provide any comments that you can at that time. It takes more time to do that than it does to just come to the session and participate, but I also get that it doesn't always work. And then lastly, you'll have, excuse me, proposal assignments to submit. In the end, you have one final proposal that you must submit that is worth a significant proportion of your grade. The goal of this course is for you to produce a proposal that could be submitted for institutional review board, for an institutional review board okay or approval. And to get you there, we're going to have you submit chunks of that proposal until you've submitted 6 submissions. When I went to grad school, you submitted a draft 3/4 of the way through the class, and then a final, and you hoped you got it right. That's really challenging and can be very anxiety producing. So we've broken your submissions up into chunks so that you can see how you're progressing. And by the time you get to those last 2 submissions, you'll start feeling like, okay, this isn't so bad. I've got the tough stuff behind me, and I just need to get across the finish line. And you will realize a proposal that you never thought you could create. In fact, most students will say that. In fact, you can and you will have done so, and it will be excellent and probably one of the student assignments that you will be most proud of. So getting to that point, you'll complete the course with an IRB or Institutional Review Board ready, empirically ground research proposal for scientific work that you would like to be able to complete in the future. Now, you won't complete the research in this class. We just need to know for this program that you can propose scientific research. Though I will share, some of our students have gone on to do their research in doctoral programs or utilized it to receive grants. So every once in a while, someone does get a chance to actually submit it to an IRB, and I'm proud to say they've all passed because they developed the skills they needed to in this class. One other element that I will share with you is there's a pre-test and a post-test. They're easy. I don't expect you to study for the first one, and I expect the majority of the class to fail it. It's okay. It gives us a baseline for what you know or don't know right now. And at the end of the class, we'll see where you're at. No pressure. You just get points for completing it. You'll get 100% as long as you do it. Well, I'm so glad to have you in the class. So looking forward to working with you this semester. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this video. Have a great semester. See you soon.